Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Muhammad Mefarizo Abdurrahim, third year from School of Biological Sciences. I will start my video presentation.
The energy we use to heat, light and cool our home and to run our car comes from fossil fuel. Fossil fuel are product of decayed plant and animals that have been preserved in the earth crust. The remains of these organisms were chemically changed over millions of years. Fossil fuel contain carbon and hydrogen compound, which is called hydrocarbon. When hydrocarbon burns, they give off heat and light. Liquid fossil is called petroleum or oil. Oil is found in areas that geologists believe were once covered by oceans. They think that oil was formed from partly decayed marine, plant and animal. Sediments that build up on the ocean floor cover these organisms. As sediments have piled up over time, they have turned into rock. Pressure, bacteria and heat change the plant and animal remain into oil. The world uses nearly countless amount of oil every year in one form or another. The United States alone has been consuming a total of over 7 billion barrels of petroleum products a year, or around 20 million barrels a day in recent times. Its use is widespread, providing fuel for transportation, industrial and residential sector. This reliance on fossil fuel has its own host of long-term environmental problems. But when you have an oil spill, you create another world of
Oil spill may be due to release of crude oil from tankers, offshore platforms, drilling rigs and wells, as well as spill of refined petroleum products such as gasoline, diesel and their byproduct. Heavier fuel used by large ships such as bunker fuel or the spill of any oily refuse or waste. Most of oil spills are the result of human error. Some are naturally occurring from seepage from oil deposit beneath the ocean floor, while massive and catastrophic spills receive most of the attention. Smaller and chronic ones occur on a regular basis. These oil spills contaminate the coast and estuaries and can cause damage to environment, animal and also serious health problems to human beings. Deepwater horizon oil spill, also referred to as the BP oil spill or Gulf of Mexico oil spill, was an industrial disaster that began on April 20, 2010 in the Gulf of Mexico on the BP-operated Macondo prospect, considered to be the largest marine oil spill in the history of the petroleum industry and estimated to be 8% to 31% larger in volume than the previous largest the Stop oil spill. Also in the Gulf of Mexico, the US federal government estimates the total discharge at 4.9 million barrels. After several failed efforts to contain the flow, the well was declared sealed on September 19, 2010. Reports in early 2012 indicate that the well site was still leaking. The Deepwater Horizon oil spill is regarded as one of the largest environmental disasters in American history. After a spill, since oil is less dense than water, it will typically float on the surface of the water. It doesn't just stay there in some big globe shape. What usually happens is that the oil will rapidly spread out over the surface of the water until it becomes a thin layer of oil known as an oil slick. Then it will keep spreading out until it forms a super thin layer called a sheen. But that thin layer of oil can be a big problem to animals. For marine mammals like sea otter can lose ability to insulate themselves when covered in oil, and birds can lose the water repellency of their feathers. Without proper insulation, they can end up dying from hypothermia. Oil can impair birds' ability to fly, preventing it from foraging or escaping from predators. As they preen, birds may ingest the oil coating their feathers, irritate the digestive tract, altering liver function and causing kidney damage. Together with their diminished foraging capacity, This can rapidly result in dehydration and metabolic imbalance. Some birds exposed to petroleum also experience changes in their hormonal balance, including changes in their luteinizing protein. The majority of birds affected by oil spill die from complications without human intervention. Animals can be poisoned and may die from oil entering the lung or liver. Animals who rely on scent to find their babies or mother cannot due to the strong scent of the oil. This causes a baby to be rejected and abandoned, leaving the baby to starve and eventually die. Wild fish, shellfish and other underwater creatures can also be affected by the oil that mixes into the water column. Adult fish can experience fin erosion when exposed to oil, as well as reduced growth rate and enlarged liver. It can also hinder their reproduction. Oil spill can also harm air quality. The chemicals in crude oil are mostly hydrocarbons that contain toxic chemicals such as benzene, toluene, polyaromatic hydrocarbon, and oxygenated polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbon. These chemicals can introduce adverse health effects when being inhaled into human body. In addition, these chemicals can be oxidized by oxidants in the atmosphere to form fine particulate matter after they evaporate into the atmosphere. These particulates can penetrate lungs and carry toxic chemicals into the human body. Public health impacts include illness caused by toxic fume or by eating contaminated fish or shellfish can cause disease such as lung disease. However, there are other less obvious public health impacts, including loss and disruption of commercial and recreational fisheries, seaweed harvesting, boating, and a variety of other use of affected water. Any nation or tourist destination close to oil drilling or shipping lanes is at high risk of experiencing economic collapse and the disastrous environment effect of oil spill, and need to be properly prepared to clean up. How to clean oil spill? The first method is we use oil boom. Oil boom are the most common and popular equipment used in oil cleanup, which enclose the oil to a smaller area and not let it spread further. This method is employed when the area of spill is comparatively smaller. Also, it is used in the water where wave velocity is constant, because fluctuating tides make it difficult for an oil boom to perform cleanup properly. Second is burning. The floating oil is set to fire by ignite it safely. It is the most proficient method of oil cleanup, as it can efficiently remove 98% of total spill oil. It works safely and efficiently for the oil spread with a thickness of 3 mm and larger spread. This method are not eco-friendly, as it releases toxic gases from the burning of oil to the environment. Third is skimmers. Once the oil is bounded by oil boom, it can be extracted or skimmed easily with the help of skimmers or oil scoop. These skimmers are fit onto boat and remove the floating oil or greasy contaminant. These are the mechanical equipment which works on the same principle as a vacuum cleaner. It sucks all the oil which is spread over the confined surface of the water in oil booms. This uses physical separation of oil and water and make it available for further use. Then, sorbents. The material which can absorb the liquid are termed as sorbent. It is an easy process of oil cleanup. Most common sort of sorbent we all are familiar with are peat moss, vermiculite, and hay. Next is dispersant. Chemicals that can be used to clean up oil spill, such as that are used to break oil slick up into many tiny droplets that don't stick together. And lastly is bioremediation. Bioremediation method involve removal of oils by application of specific microorganisms. These microorganisms disintegrate the oil complex into simpler molecules, whose decomposition and cleaning is easier. The solution for oil spill. First, problems of an oil spill can be prevented at a preliminary stage by ensuring proper working of all active hoses and fuel lines, and also all the connections should be leak-proof or tight. Second, all the safety valves should be in proper working condition so that supply line which leaks can immediately be shut off when spill or leak encountered. Third, if there is building up of sludge or deposition of water in tanker, It should be cleaned immediately, otherwise it may result in corrosion of tanker parts or body. The reality of an oil spill cleanup is that actually collecting and removing the oil is a challenging, time-sensitive and often ineffective process even with favorable conditions. In addition to all of the time, effort and negative effect of the spill, some cleanup method can mess up with the marine life even worse than oil itself. Some can cause damage to coral reef. That's why making sure that as few oil spills happen as possible should be always our main goal. So I hope that all people around the world can play their part to take care of our environment and sustain them so that our ocean can be beautiful again. That's all from me. Thank you.